if you're thinking about putting solar panels on your farm, the weather is something that you have to take into account. Nothing will replace our grid. We're just trying to do the best that we can and have some power on the functions that are like essential, because we can fix these solar panels and not rely on the grid. So the chicken coop is malfunctioning. It's likely because the battery charge has dwindled so low, but because the other day we had the storm, there was a lot of snow on top of the panel, which we cleared off quickly, but I suspect that those batteries haven't had enough time to recharge. And with the heaters and everything in there, it's just making the scenario not 100%. Like in the summertime, when there's no draw on the energy, it works perfectly. But now, because we're not able to top off those batteries the way that we would like, there's a little bit of difficulty in moving forward.
At least 50%, you should be good.
Okay.
Is there a chance that you could plug in your heater for your water? Could you plug that into your regular power?
Oh, I could plug that into the generator. Yeah, that'd be. I could do that.
If you could run that without, that would take the stress off of the system. The increased battery system is designed to take on your freezing nights, but if it's freezing day and night and it's running it too much,
yeah,
you'll have a hard time for your battery to keep up, probably. And so that might be part of what happened. You had some cloudy weather, maybe the panel was covered up a little, and it didn't have enough time to rejuvenate before it was trying to get it to run again.
Yes.
So the rest of the system...
So now the generator won't start for some reason. This Honda EU2000 is like usually really good. It's probably just something simple, but I gotta go look at that now. And so I called the chicken coop company, and I might not even need this generator after all, but we gotta see why it's not working, so that's what we're working on. All right, that's all I need. All right, that's it. Not certain this pump is working, so I'm going to replace the pump if I can. With the really cold weather we had, the chicken coop was not working super great, just because the batteries on the solar got low. So we ended up pulling it close to the barn and plugging it in to run the pump and the heater, just because this was extreme cold. And even in the manual and the sales stuff, it says in extreme cold, you got to hook it up to a generator. Most of the time it works really great, but to be expected in that extreme cold, it just didn't do the best that it could. But I've got the Honda EU2000 nearby, and I got an extended fuel tank for that, so that wherever the mobile coop is, I can have extra power that'll run the whole night. So when I first got the chicken coop, we didn't have the extreme weather, but the past week having 12 to 20 degrees was just something that we had to deal with. And of course, when you buy something new, you expect for it to work perfectly and have no issues with anything. And it did for a minute, but just like anything with homesteading and farming, you have to be able to take the plan, and we say no plan B is just different plan A's, and that was definitely the case with that chicken coop. Having to tweak the way that we set things, the way that we have our plan of attack and get things done all the time. But it seems to be working now, and we'll see. Hopefully the cold weather's done, but something that I need to remember when it gets super low like that, we need to have a little bit of power. Otherwise, because those batteries just don't really work at super low temperatures. So interestingly enough, the same problems that we have on the mobile coop are the same problems that we have in the stationary coop and at every stage of chicken management. The water will freeze if it gets too cold. You have to take food to them. But I'd still buy the mobile chicken coop, one, because we have just so many chickens in there that it's super efficient, and the economics of scale really come into play with having so many chickens that we can move through the pasture. Even more time shoveling that out, cleaning it, putting bedding in there, And that's a super nasty experience. But the mobile coop, I wouldn't go back to having a stationary coop. The future of chicken farming is mobile. If you're part of the mastermind community, you've already gotten those plans to build a mobile coop for less than $1,000. Lighten your workload while increasing your abundance and the profit and the food that you're taking out of the coop. Sign up for the community if you haven't already. You get great stuff like that. You can join us every Wednesday night where we have a Homestead mastermind where we're talking about how we can do things more efficiently with longtime homesteaders. Be part of the community and tell us your failures, tell us your successes, and that's the place that we can all do better together.